Hey guys, it is Stephanie Sinclair, and I have a question for you. Have you ever asked yourself, how do I reprogram quickly so that I can manifest quickly? Well, today I am going to give you my system, my steps for doing just that. Stick with me. All right, guys, I am here. Je suis toujours en France. I am still in France studying, étudier en français at the Institut de la Française en Villefranche, France. So hence I am still in my un petit dorm room, un petit chambre. But I wanted to show up and still post videos and all those things. One thing I can say about being in France, or really Europe in general, for me, is my creativity is always sparked. And so I'm able to come up with new ideas for videos, really tap deeply into what is it that you need right now. And today I'm minding my own business in class, 8 hours, en français, only French all day, no English. And I'm having an English thought of how do you manifest quickly? What's the secret? And I've done videos on this, but I wanted to give you a 4-step process that I have that does a couple things. All right. It's going to reprogram you and move you into the space where your manifestation is in your physical 3D reality, just like this glass that I'm holding. Let's sip. I am drinking Pellegrino. I am a sparkling water girl. So yes. So I want to give you my 4-step system. If you have ever said, I'm doing my visualizations, I'm doing my things, and it's just so hard. It's très difficile. If you have said that to yourself, I think you want to be here. I think you want to be in this space. For those of you who are new to me, I just want to give you this little piece. I have been in the world of creation and manifestation for 12, 13 years. At this point, I went back to school to get my PhD. I am now a neurophysicist with a focus in subconscious reprogramming so that you, my darling, so that you can create the life of your dreams. I take spiritual principles and pull in the science with it so that if you're like me and you absolutely believe the spiritual, but your carnal mind sits firmly in where's the proof, where's the science, this is for you. I have plenty of proof that does not include any science, and I have all the backing of science for all the things I borrow and I've learned from people past and present, from the Bible to Neville Goddard to Louise Hay, a bunch of people. Let's cut the ringer off. Oh, I don't know this little ringer. I just kind of made it up real quick. I don't know. I just say the ringer. Okay. I'm sure ringer is not ringer. Okay. I'm sure, but I don't know what that is. So let's go. I am going to give you my 4-step process that works really well. So the acronym is FRRS. F for Frank, RRS for Stephanie Sinclair. So you guys ready? Let's get into it. Number 1. Well, even before I tell you number 1, this is about number 1. One of the things that people love to argue who haven't studied reprogramming, really, they may have studied Neville Goddard. Most people, I feel, in social media, they are followers or studiers or believers in Neville Goddard, aka the Bible, right? And one of the things that a lot of people say now, I've gone through, if not all of his lectures, almost all, never heard this, but I've heard people say that Neville Goddard, you don't have to get rid of old beliefs in order to manifest and get new ones. Very true. You can manifest keeping old beliefs, but you will find A, it's a whole lot of work. B, the results are temporary. C, you may get a thing in the tangible physical, but it's always work. And one of the things that I think I am personally magical at is changing lives. Why manifest thousands of dollars once when you can create a life where money's always flowing to you? You always have people around you who love you. You have amazing partners available to do the things for you. You get amazing sex at will. Your children are the most amazing. Your relationship with your parents have evolved. Your relationship with your husband or wife has, like, why do one thing when you really can create a life? That's in flow, that's in Zen, right? To do that part, it is necessary to reprogram those beliefs that created the tangible reality in which you exist today. It is necessary. And can you use just plain manifesting techniques to reprogram? Yes, over a very long period of time. But the FRRS will get you there quicker because it focuses on reprogramming before manifestation. But in the reprogramming process, you are now literally changing your life completely. You'll start noticing all areas of your life shift even before the conscious manifestation starts, okay? So step number one, people will tell you it's not necessary. Maybe ask for credentials. Step number one is to find the beliefs about what it is that you desire to accomplish. Find your current beliefs. So money is a topic that I work with entrepreneurs and people in general about, people who just completely want to shift their financial life, right? Creating, manifesting, calling in a life that's filled with abundance of all things, right? So that's my magic in general. But one of the things that's very, very necessary is that within that, you find your current beliefs about money, wealth, ease of getting money, how hard or not hard you have to work, your beliefs about working, your beliefs about how money comes to you. All these things are extremely important because your beliefs about those things will literally paint how you experience money and how you experience making money. For example, if you have this belief that you have to work hard for money, you will literally have to work long hours. Even as an entrepreneur, even if you're not physically working hard, you'll find yourself mentally working hard, being up, that whole grind and hustle lifestyle, because that is your belief. It's not that it's not true. It is true that your belief. And I tell people all the time, I don't believe in grind. I don't believe in hustle. I'm here right now. I showed you guys on my last maybe a video or 2 videos ago, like right here, I am looking out at the Mediterranean. I've been here 4 weeks. I have 2 more weeks left here, and then I'm going to go do some other things. And I don't work hard. Like, I paused because I was like, how do you want to say this? I don't work hard. Do I work? Yes. Does it feel like work? Very rarely does it feel like work. School feels more like work. Speaking French for 8 hours a day, and I am not fluent, and it's not my first language, and it doesn't yet come with ease. Très difficile pour moi, right? For someone else who their subconscious has adopted the French language, it's much easier for them. Not for me. Mine hasn't adopted it as of yet, right? We're getting there in the use of it, right? So I don't believe that. And so I don't experience a life where making money is hard, where making money is easy. I don't experience a life where filling programs are difficult. I really don't even experience a life where I have to do a lot of advertising, lead generation, etc., those business things, because I don't believe I have to. But I have friends, I have associates, I have people who have a completely different experience because they have a core belief about what it takes to make money. And so your experience within this physical 3D reality is completely based upon your deep beliefs about what it takes, what it means, right? So you need to find those beliefs first. Get very clear. Ask yourself all those categories I said. Ask yourself those things. Does it trigger you? Do wealthy people trigger you? Are you one of those people who comment every time they talk about Jeff Bezos and you have something to say about the way he makes his money, or even how he treats his employees? It's okay to have opinions, but typically what ends up happening, who is this outside my window? Typically what ends up happening is we then move to this negative space of, ooh, rich people get on my nerves, or wealthy people, blah, blah, blah. When you find yourself saying wealthy people fill in the blank, usually, unless you've programmed yourself to do something different, it's something negative. And so you would then have to practice, like, wealthy people are in a unique position to not only live amazing lives for themselves, but also, give back, do things for other people, support different causes and nonprofit organizations, start telling yourself different stories, even when you feel something negative coming up. So you got to find the belief. So that was examples around money. If it's around love, you need to dig deep in like what your beliefs are around love. If you have a belief that you've had this one true amazing love, and for whatever reason it ended, and you will never find or love anyone to that level again, that may be a limiting belief around love, right? If you feel, and I don't want to kind of dig into this, but I've made videos around why I don't believe in manifesting specific people necessarily. Because if you believe in the lack of love, the lack of available people to love you, if you have a belief that you can only ever love one person this way and they can only ever love you, you literally create a lack within yourself, in your mind, in your consciousness, a lack of what's available to you when everything from love, money, health, etc. is abundant. And so typically what happens is we want to manifest specific people because we have a belief connected that they're the one, they're the only one, and no one else can feel that. And that belief in itself always, always, always comes from a space of a lack. And one of the things that I want us to practice is reminding ourselves is there's always more available of everything, of anything. I don't care. There are no limits. There is an endless supply of anything you want. I don't care. Don't pay attention to what the news says. Don't pay attention to what the newspaper says. Don't pay attention to what social media is saying. There is a limitless supply of everything that you desire on earth. Limitless supply. You know it. If you know it's available, that's very important. So you need to find whatever it is that you want to manifest, those beliefs around specific manifestations. You need to start finding what your current beliefs are about that and be really honest. I'm never going to see the answer. So you want to be extremely honest with yourself about what those beliefs are. Then that's number one, was find the R. First R is replace. So first you're going to find the beliefs about what it is that you want to do, accomplish, have, experience, etc. Right? Then you want to replace those beliefs with beliefs that support the desire. I truly believe this is necessary before we start digging into other manifestation techniques. And in doing these two steps alone, you're going to start to notice your 3D experience begin to shift with just these. You'll start, if we're talking about money, you'll start seeing more money come in your life. And also you'll start having more people in your circle that more money's coming in their life, and you get to experience that because the veil is being lifted of the realm in which those things are actively happening for so many people. So you want to replace those beliefs with beliefs that support. So sticking to the conversation the way I started it, we'll go with the love. Like if you believe you've only ever experienced one great love, you'll never have that great love, that is the only person, and you are aware how limited that belief is, how lackful, how just by believing that belief, you believe in lack, which means you don't believe the God in you as you is a God of abundance of all things, all right? If you believe that, first thing you got to do is recognize, you can recognize consciously, wow, I have this belief that isn't supporting me, and really? That's not true. Even though I believe it, I consciously know that's not true. Love is not limited. It's plenty available to me. And honestly, who I was at that time, I'm not that person. So the way in which I love and can experience life is different today. Oh man, I can have a greater love. Wow. Greater is available to me. There's no limit in the amount of love I can experience. Wow. So once you find it, you can replace those beliefs. And you may have to write them down because now you have to start. And this is where the affirming comes in at. People talk about affirming. I saw somebody on social media say, affirming doesn't work. And here's the problem with that. Affirming doesn't work if you are affirming from a place of lack. But if you are affirming from a space of having, it absolutely works. There are things like that you can have and be in a space of wow, so grateful. There's no lack of love. Like, oh, I'm so grateful that I've had the chance to experience an amazing love. And also, that was only a drop in the bucket because there's so much more available for me. Oh, God, I'm so grateful. There is no limit to the amount of love that I can receive. There is no limit to the amount of love that I can have. There is no limit to the amount of love that is available to me in this day, this time, this life, this moment, right now. Different place than I'm worthy of love. Someone's going to love me. Completely. One is convincing yourself, and one is from a space of not having love, right? So you want to take all those beliefs that you came up with in the finds category, and you want to replace them. These two, if you never did any of the other ones, these two alone will drastically shift your life and experience in those situations. Even if you never focused on a specific manifestation, your experience of life in those areas, you find the belief, replace the belief, will completely shift everything. Change your life. Change your life, I promise you. Whew. Next step, which is très difficile for so many people, is remove anyone who aligns with your old belief. And this one is so hard because many times it's family, many times it's close friends that we love and we still try to hold on to them, or at least you need to be able to distance yourself and not have a conversation with them about these things, really, period, during a period of time that you're working on actively replacing your beliefs around a thing. Because when people align with your old beliefs, that means they're aligning with the old version of you. And in truth, once you shift out of that version of you, you guys don't even have anything in common anymore. And I have been the queen of holding on to relationships with people whom I knew we were no longer aligned as friends. but I loved them and still do to this day, love. If they needed anything, I would absolutely be there for them. And at the same token, I absolutely have no desire to have them as an active part of my life. No longer aligned. And it took me years of knowing this to let it go. And since then, I have been able to soar in ways, I was already soaring, but soar to completely different levels, you know? You have to be willing to do this. If it's family, if it's someone you talk to, like your mother, your father, you may have to limit the conversations. You may have to make sure if this is about love or this is about money, you can't have these conversations with these people, right? I'll tell you something. And I have experienced it and am experiencing it in my life. It may take years, but I know people who are in my family with whom I distanced myself for a period of time. But now, a decade or more later, they are saying affirmations and they are doing their visualizations and they're reading certain books and they are speaking positivity into their life and into their reality. Took a while. They did. There is no better way to shift your family by not saying a thing and simply being an example of what's possible. I'll tell you stories around that later, what that can look like, how that can shift, because it's very interesting. Some things my family thought I was into, and now they know. I'm sure they feel extreme, like, oh, I'm so silly. Like, because you'll go through a period when people will be like, oh, they must be doing something crazy. They must be doing something wrong. They must be doing something illegal, because they can't wrap their brains around how it's possible for you to achieve in such short periods of time. They can't wrap their mind around. It's not possible in their world, but in yours it is. And oftentimes when that happens, people will find, strangers will find reasons to make you a lie, to make you bad, to make you these things, because they're limited in their life and what's available. And how dare you be a person who can do more than they can do? And it's not that you really are, but it's that you are aware of your power and you move in your power and you walk in your power and you speak in your power. And thus, your 3D reality is that of your power consciously. Theirs is of their power too, just unconsciously, right? So you want to find it, you want to replace it, and you want to remove it. Remove the people, the TV, the audios, conversations, the books. Do not be listening to sad Mary J. Blige if you're looking to manifest love. It was this old rap song from back in the day. I think I was like in high school, 9th grade or something. No, I was in middle school when hey in the middle of the barn, about smoking. Hey in the middle of the barn. You got to be a person of a certain age, I think, to know what I'm talking about with that one. But a couple years ago, I was like playing it and it got to the point and I was like, what he said? And he said, was talking about leaving the door open. He was like, what you left the barn door open for? Something like that. That's not right. We're not rich, we're poor, were the lyrics. And for some reason, right before I said, I said, what is that? I was like, nah. So now when I have like my old school rap time and I play that, I be like, when he say we not rich, we poor, I be like, y'all not rich, I'm rich. I changed the lyrics up for me, right? Because all those things, music, what we read, the conversations we have, they're getting in your subconscious mind. So why in the hell would you read something, listen to something, sing something that easily sinks into the subconscious mind that directly goes against what it is that you're programming in? These 3 things alone, nothing else, will start to move you through the quantum realms. Inside the school of quantum living, I'm always talking about the different realms. Physicists say I think at last count, there were 100,000 or more quantum realms. Basically limitless. You do those three things, you start to move through the quantum realm closer to the realm of the ultimate life that you desire. And when you shift that and you start shifting beliefs more, you move more. Think about like the speed of light, moving through like the speed of light. When you start shifting your beliefs, you start swaying and moving this way. And if you're still talking to people and listening to music and watching TV in which support old beliefs, you'll be moving towards this new, amazing, grand life, and then you'll slowly come back. We don't want to do this. You want to just do this and keep going. Okay. So that will start moving you towards the life you desire anyway. Now, if you get those down and you now add in that becomes a practice of yours. When you do those things, now when you add in your conscious manifestation techniques, which is the third one, which is shift into your new dimension. Shift. So find, replace, remove, and shift. Shift into your new dimension by deciding what it is that you want specifically and doing your visualization techniques to get into it. Done videos on it. I'm sure I'll do more. Do your visualization technique at this point. If you have no beliefs to stop it from manifesting, you are going to look up and you're going to do a visualization, or you may just be in class or driving and think a thought and feel the goodness of having the thing. And then the next day you get a phone call and the thing's available for you. And you're going to be like, oh, how? Because you have nothing blocking you. You have no resistance. Resistance come in the form of those beliefs that people tell you you don't need to get rid of. Yes, what? Where you do. If we're talking about fast manifestations, long-term, and not just a thing, but a life of think it come, think it come, think it come. And what we've gotten really good at is thinking and it's coming for the things we don't, because we are really, really good at believing things that don't support what we want. Like most of us, we are very good at our actual beliefs don't support what we want. How do you know if your 3D reality doesn't look the way you desire? Your 3D reality doesn't look the way you desire. You do not truly believe you can. It's possible for you. Sometimes we believe things are possible for other people, but not for ourselves. So I wanted to add that part. You might believe it for somebody else and not necessarily for you, or you may believe it's hard or strenuous or laborious, and you have to do a lot of things to go with it, or you have to go through headaches, or you'll have a beliefs attached to the belief that drag it down. Bag lady, your bags of your attachments to beliefs. So sometimes we think we believe something, and we do, and yet there are caveats, but what if? Well, this happened, but there's baggage hanging to the belief. So imagine the belief is typed here, one word, belief, and it's hanging, something's hanging on it. So instead of it being able to fly, it's being weighed down. That's you often, even when you decide, oh, I believe this, because you have not worked to remove all the beliefs around that particular thing, right? So again, you may believe that finding love is possible. You may believe that creating a successful business is possible for you, but you may also believe that you can create a successful business, but you have to work really, really hard, and you have to have all this support, and you have to have these. So those are the things that hang the caveats, right? When you do the find and replace, that makes this last step of shift a freaking breeze, because you have already worked and started working to rid yourself of the things that weigh yourself down. Now, you may say, how do I know when those beliefs are replaced? And you'll know those beliefs are replaced when you don't find a need to say it anymore, naturally. When not only do you not find a need to say it anymore, but the other piece, especially if you're coming from a space of gratitude, is you not saying it. I enjoy genuinely being in a space of gratitude for my life. I sit often. Last night was the strawberry supermoon, which I had a nice video of. it was like you could touch the moon. It never shows well on the iPhone for whatever reason, or any phone. I tried it with my real camera and it still just could not see it in the way you could see it, but it was red. It actually showed as like dark orange / red. And I sat here and I was like, God. You know, I remember dreaming about the life I live. I remember dreaming about being able to, I remember dreaming about having the money to do things I desire. I remember dreaming about spending summers in Europe, dreaming about having friends all over the world and gallivanting. I like that. For me, you know, certain things are not for everyone. You know, for me, that's always been like a core of the thing that, you know, I truly desire. And I looked out and I was just like, oh, not in a conscious affirmative to do anything, honestly, because sitting in gratitude feels good. I'm reminded that I once dreamt of my life. And I'm reminded being here, really everywhere I go, I'm reminded that I haven't always been here. It's always been available to me. And now that I know, I'm reminded how anything is possible for me, because I said it, because I'm the God of my reality, because I decide, because I do the internal work. So you may keep affirming, sitting in gratitude, making those statements because it genuinely feels so good to you, but it needs to feel good. If it doesn't, there is some residue still remaining, some other things you haven't dealt with within the beliefs. It feels so good and does. All right, I hope, no, not I hope, I know that this video is going to be perfect for someone watching. I believe if you're watching me right now and you made it to the end and you're looking at my face and you made it this far, that this was for you and this is life-changing for you. And I'd love to hear from you. If you had any ahas, anything that stood out to you, put them in the comment section below. I do read the comments. Even if I don't comment, I'll like them. My days are just crazy right now. I'm in class from 8 to 5. And then usually I leave school and I go to the pier and have dinner and hang with classmates and, you know, meetings, work meetings on Wednesdays and stuff. So, you know, just been a little busy and honestly, I'm tired. I'm full tired because I'm not used to waking up with an alarm clock and those things. I've been a little tired. So when I get out of class, a lot of times I come and I lay my happy tail down. I got out of my linen shirt, put this on, and worked with clients. And I thought I want to make a video, but usually I come in here, shower, and let my booty in the bed. Okay. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for me. I know this was helpful for you, and I will speak with you on the next video. Go be great, manifest all of your dreams quickly and easily. I know you can. I believe in you.